What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and today I wanted to go through my numbers on how I'm driving traffic to a Linktree, how I'm using Linktree versus what other people like to use for like ClickFunnels or lead pages, and some of the tools and things that I'm doing as I am on this journey of creating income online through affiliate marketing. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay fucking tuned. And if this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam. For those of you who are returning, good to frickin' see you. Better be pressing that thumbs up button, sonny. It's your second time. Okay, so it was about 3 weeks ago when I decided, as you can see right here, it was about 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, when I decided that I'm only going to focus on one thing. So I've got multiple different businesses going on, and I've had multiple different businesses or things going on for quite a while. Every couple of years for the past 10, 15 years, every year or two, I will change the job that I had because I wasn't fulfilled. And I need to be fulfilled in what I'm doing. I need to be happy with what I'm doing. And I want certain things that other people might not want. So that means the path that I take is going to be different than the path that some other people take because I want things that are different than what other people want. And that is the journey I've been on for the last 15 years to get to the point right now where 3 weeks ago I decided I am not doing any other business. I am not taking on any other opportunity. I am not touching anything else right now until I get this one business up to over $3,000 a month. And that was about 3.5 weeks ago. So that's where we are today. And I'm still learning every single day new things on how to do this. You can see that I am using Linktree as almost like a storefront for affiliate links because you can drive traffic to them through many different sources. Is that the best way to do it? I don't know. I know that I had a ClickFunnels account and I closed that because this is extremely cheap and 1,000 times easier to use. Two different things. I don't know enough about ClickFunnels or how effective it is to utilize for what I'm using it for, but this is something that's like extremely easy to use and a fraction of the price. And the other thing interesting about ClickFunnels, about Linktree, is that you can create a Linktree and say have multiple different things in here. You can capture email addresses. They're coming out with being able to capture phone numbers to be able to have an SMS type campaign. And then also inside of a link tree, you can put another link tree which drives traffic somewhere else. So there's a lot of flexibility from my personal use. And since I focused on this, my lifetime, because I've had it for a while, my lifetime CTR, which is the click-through rate, was 75%. And as I've been going through and optimizing it, so with the increase in attention that is going to what I'm marketing, I'm able to gather more data from customers on what their questions are, the most common questions, and I can and most popular items or most popular brands or all that kind of thing, and I can adjust my link tree accordingly, specifically marketed to those concerns, whether it's international shipping, whether it's something related to this or whether it's something related to that. And I can do that, and I've been able to actually increase my CTR 5% from the lifetime to now. Lifetime is probably 6 months-ish, 8 months or something, but very like minimal. You can see back here before I was really focusing on anything, I had 79 views. And then once I started focusing on it in the tail half of this week here, it was the 27th is actually when I started focusing on this. Or started tracking everything. So I've been able to grow it. Today is Thursday, so I still have the rest of today, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to continue to drive this up. And I think of Linktree as almost like a storefront. So if you own a store that sells some type of fucking widget and you have so much traffic that drives on the street right in front of your store, some percentage of those people are going to stop into your store and purchase. And you can work on this, right? The optimization of the CTR. But what's in my opinion, a way more fruitful endeavor and way easier to do. What it's way easier to do is just, instead of having 1,000 people pass by your store every week, why not just go to 10,000? That seems to be way easier to do online because there's traffic everywhere. You just have to figure out how to take that traffic and divert it to where you want it to go. And that is where the value is understanding on each individual platform how to take the nuances of the platform to understand the psychology of where people's minds are at and use that to drive traffic to where you want it to go, providing value to that person so that they actually do that. And I'm using Facebook ads as well to drive traffic. Now this, I just set up another link tree, a separate one, to test this out. I'm still driving it to that other, the other one where I just showed you the analytics, but here you can see that I'm getting an average cost of 5 cents per click. And I'm going to get into how to tell if this is profitable in a second and how I'm actually going to go through and test that. But what, if you can see this up here on the screen, I'm actually using, you can't see it, but let me scroll down a little bit. I'm actually using a TikTok post. You saw it right there. I'm using right over here, a TikTok post as an ad. And that's just my nomenclature for remembering which ad I'm specifically in. I'm testing multiple different ads. And this one I only have 91 clicks on it yet. So like, is that profitable? So we're gonna answer that question in a second. But what I found is running ads specifically as an ad, meaning I want to sell this widget, right? And I come up with a pitch or a script, a sales script of some sort, and I script it out, and then I film it several times or practice it a couple times, and I make a video to sell this. And that video converts not as well as using something like a piece of content from another platform repurposed as an ad, answering a question to one of the people who might have purchased, or just who it's the barrier to purchasing something, right? So people might ask a question or have a concern about something, or hey, just a question in general, and then I answer that question in another form, whether it's Twitter or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, and I answer that over there, and then I'll use that as the actual ad, and that seems to convert better than the piece of creative that was specifically tailored to do that. And I think that there's just a difference in the intent associated with each piece that people today are able to actually feel through video, or the sense of people's emotional intelligence is at such a point in 2020 where people can sense the what somebody's trying to accomplish with what they're doing. And once they see that somebody's trying to take something from them versus trying to give something to them, it's very subtle. But once there's that switch from answering a question to be able to help people and provide value to the person who's asking the question, and then to providing content where I'm trying to take somebody from what they were doing and drive them over here to purchase something, there's a difference there. And I think that subtle difference between the two, which is what allows this to convert a little bit better. I'm still relatively new at doing these, and I've run maybe around $1,000 worth of ads for my own money, but this is just testing this out, and that's just the subtle nuances I've noticed testing both of those things out, and it does seem to convert a little bit better than the ones that are specifically sales copy. Now let's get into answering the question, like, does 5 cents a click, does that actually make sense? Is it profitable? Well, over here I have some of the affiliate companies that I work with, and I'm tracking a bunch of data on a daily basis to gauge my performance and if I'm moving in the direction that I want to move. Remember, all those other businesses I just either stopped completely and shut down, or have just kind of put other people in charge to work on those with the very minimal amount of time required for me to make them operate. So with this, all of my attention every day, I'm putting attention into this and making this grow. And if you can see right up here, I started tracking this on the 27th of April. So it's been about 3.5 weeks. And I was getting right here, and maybe an average of like high teens to low 20s in terms of clicks per day. And then you come down here and I'm getting maybe an average of like 70-ish clicks a day. So it's increased maybe 3x during that time period, with one day here up at 110 clicks. But that's not answering the question of whether 5 cents a click from Facebook makes sense or not. Well, I'm going to get to that. Just hold the fuck on. During this past 3.5 weeks, I've gotten 1,034 clicks and 24 sales. So that means if you take 1,000 clicks divided by 24 sales, I need, and that's this number right here that I have highlighted. This is, let's make this bright red. Actually, that's pretty crappy. Let's make it red. This means that for every 43 clicks, I get a sale on average based upon this amount of data that I have so far. So if it's costing me 5 cents a click and I need 43 clicks to get a sale, I can understand my COGS, or cost of goods sold. So my cost here is $2.15 on average. Cost me $2.15 to get a sale. All right. What's my average profit? Well, to get the average profit, this number right here is just the delta between the earnings when I started tracking on the 27th and the earnings today, the 21st of May, right? So 240 bucks. I take the 240 bucks and I subtract out YouTube earnings because that's included in this number, but I don't want to include that in my average profit per sale. I want to take out another affiliate, which is the book, because that does not give me access to track any of that data, so I don't want to include that in there. And then I also want to track out anything that I'm earning from Amazon in this, because that's a completely different ball game. I don't have the link in Linktree to that whatsoever, so I'm not going to include that. There might be a case to leave the YouTube earnings in there potentially, because I do include it in a Linktree, but I am currently not including that in there. So the total profit over this last 3.5 weeks is about $232, and I've made 24 sales. So if you take $232 divided by 24 sales, the average amount of profit, or the average sales that I'm getting, is $9.68. So let's go back up here. We've got an average of $9.68 per sale at a cost of $2.15. That means my profit is $7.53 per item sold. So I did start to ramp up the ads in here to $5 a day from $1 a day, but I'm also driving traffic there myself, so I'm not going to have a clear understanding of if the average is going to hold for the traffic that's coming from paid versus the traffic that's coming from organic, right? Because those are two different sources, and the psychology of the people on each one of those is going to be a little bit different. So paid, maybe that converts at 1 out of 80. Well, 1 out of 80 would still make sense. Let's change this. It would only be $4. Well, if it's 120, it's $6. So it still makes sense. Even if it's a 1 out of every 120 clicks, I get a sale. But having more clear data gives me a better understanding of how to move forward. So I created another link tree, and I'm going to just, I'm finishing optimizing that using what I've learned from here. And I am going to put that into the Facebook ad and drive traffic to the second link tree so that I can understand how much this is actually costing, right? If I'm having them click through at 5 cents a click, right? And then I can drive through 200 clicks, right? And out of those 200 clicks, how many sales am I getting from that specifically? And this gives me a much better idea of where I stand on these things, because then I can use on the affiliate side, I can use a much better optimized page here for Linktree that is specifically tailored to that piece of creative that I have running that's converting at 5 cents a click to this Linktree, right? I can tie these both together and you're going to get better conversion that way. But then when I'm tracking the data, I can also use, most affiliates allow you to just create a specific URL associated with, and it just is tagged with your affiliate code to understand what strategies are working. So I can do that with the second link tree, so I get to understand which pages are getting clicked on, and that tells me where the traffic is coming from to go through this process. If this is interesting to you, make sure you press that thumbs up button, share this content with somebody else. If you guys have any questions at all, I'm not trying to sell you a course, so jump over to Instagram, say what's good. I'm just trying to help out. Everybody else online is trying to sell you a course, and I'm just trying to learn myself and help anybody else who is trying to do the same thing. So if you're trying to do the same thing and create some sort of income online, jump over to Instagram, say what's good. Happy to help out if I can. We can jump on a call. We can do video chat. I can show you exactly what I'm doing. And there's a link for Instagram down below if you are interested. Don't forget to subscribe to follow future videos as I grow this number. My target for this month is $500+. So this is about half of what I'm going to be making. The other one, I don't have any way to track it, so I just have to check at the end of the month. But the last 2 months, I made about $250. So it looks like I'm actually ahead of schedule. But then what's going to be really fun is June. June, I'm going to be targeting $1,000. So if you want to follow along with that journey as I go from where I'm currently at to getting over $1,000 a month and then going on from there, make sure you press that subscribe button. Make sure you press that bell notification so YouTube can notify you every single time I post a video. I'm going to be 100% authentic with what I am doing, how I am doing it, so that you can succeed in whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish. I appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you soon.